Hey guys, what's up? This is Bry. TGIM. Thank God it's Monday. Let's go. Today we're going to look at my weekly report and also do the daily, etc. Got a lot to talk about. I want to get it done in 10 minutes, so we'll come back to that in a second. First, I am actually going to do this with you every morning. This is my declaration of recommitting to the values, practicing my philosophy that are part of our Optimized Coach program. Boom, there we go. We re-sign that every day. On our graduation, it was day 300, right? Came to the graduation, we said, congratulations. We did a Spartan race the day before, handed them their diploma. And then we said, fantastic, get back to work. It's day one. And as it turns out, I'm actually filming 4 PNTVs today on 4 of the best Navy SEAL books out there. Can't Hurt Me by David Goggins, Fearless by Eric Blem, featuring Adam Brown, Discipline Equals Freedom, Jocko Willink, and then Staring Down the Wolf by my dear friend Mark Devine, right? Now, as part of the Fearless thing, I'm going to talk about the Trident that Navy SEALs earn, and I'm going to actually talk about this little card that I got from Michael Magarici, Mags, the Director of Mentorship at the Naval Special Warfare Center. But the main theme there is earn your Trident every day. Navy SEALs, congratulations. You're the most elite warrior in the world. But notice the eagle's head on this Trident is pointing down. Usually it's pointing up. For the Navy SEALs, it points down. It's a symbol of freedom. But for them, it's a symbol of humility. The most elite warriors in the world are the most humble. They know they need to show up and earn their Trident every day. They're never exonerated, which is why I signed this as a declaration of my commitment to you and to our community, etc. And why we encourage our coaches to do the same thing. So, weekly report, Oura gives you one. Let's see how we're doing. My readiness was not as high as it was before. That was impacted by Eleanor no longer breastfeeding. Sleep was a little bit down, but my resting heart rate, I'm pretty sure that's the lowest average weekly, 39 average resting heart rate. I'm thrilled about that, and I know exactly how I created it. I actually practiced my philosophy, and I ate no later than 4 p.m., at least 4 hours before I went to bed. My heart rate variability is the highest it's ever been on a weekly basis by far. Last week, the average was 114. I'm super excited about that, and I'm also super excited to see, can I make that new best my new baseline? We'll see. It's going to take a lot of work. It's going to take a lot of chipping away, marginal gains, experimenting with what works, etc. That's that. And then briefly, today, 84 readiness. Okay, cool. Still paying off some of that sleep debt. Sleep was great last night. Although I did a little experiment based on the recommendation of a friend I respect. I took some reishi mushrooms and lion's mane, and frankly, I didn't like it. I couldn't get my resting heart rate down below 48 on our little oximeter thing that I bring out, right? This is what Emerson and I do before we go to sleep. We check out where our pulse rate is. I've been doing burpees. I'm talking right now. It's going to be in the 70s. There we go, 81. So my oxygen saturation is 99. If we wanted to do a little meditation together, we can track that down. Want to do a deep breath? Do a deep breath right now. I'm still fired up. So 70. But anyway, I couldn't get that down below 48 last night. Usually, in the same circumstances, I should be able to get it down to like 44. And I knew it would be high this morning. And again, I took these guys. I'm not a big supplement fan these days. I'm trying to simplify everything. So I haven't been taking a ton of supplements. Took them and I felt my heart not like beating. Well, it's beating faster. I could feel it. 5% higher, nearly 10% higher. And my average, usually over the course of the night, I want to see. So yesterday was 41 resting heart rate. Again, that's great. 87 heart rate variability is fantastic, but my average was 45. I don't like it to be that high, 45. So the night before was 44, which is still a little higher than I like. The night before that was 41. And I literally could feel the effect of these supplements as I was doing it. So boom, experiment done. I'm going to pass on that next time. I'm going to go back to doing my thing. Now, the other thing I want to talk about was the fact that heart rate variability, and why I spend so much time talking about heart rate variability, and why this is my number one thing. I'm not interested in having whatever physical appearance per se. I want my physical appearance to be a byproduct of my underlying physiology and health. And the number one thing I want is energized tranquility. We've talked about that a lot. Energized tranquility versus enervated anxiety. I don't want to feel run down and anxious and enervated all the time. And your heart rate variability, when we talk about this, I hit the studio yesterday, a Sunday, for 4 more Discover the Power Within You. This is one of Oprah's favorite books, Discover the Power Within You by Eric Butterworth. So good. Everything is Figure Outable by Marie Forleo. Amazing book. And then the Positive Psychology in the Body is a textbook, literally, on positive psychology in the body. Then I did a PNTB on my friend's Healthy Deviant, just like I said I would yesterday. So anyway, in Positive Psychology in the Body, she talks about your autonomic nervous system. Autonomic nervous system has 2 parts. Your sympathetic, which is basically your on switch, and your parasympathetic, which is basically your off switch. Most people are like this. They're actually never fully on, right? Because they're partially distracted all day, every day. They got their phones on when they're with their family, when they're working. They're never really, really, really on, right? And they're never, more importantly, perhaps even, they're never really off. They never oscillate down. They never have true recoveries, because checking your email or checking your Instagram feed is not a true recovery. That keeps you here. And if you live your life here like most people do, you will feel what we call enervated anxiety on a consistent basis. The trick is to be on and then to be off, to be on and then to be off. So I work hard, but I also I'm completely focused. No distractions, no inputs ever when I am in deep work, ever. Phone is in airplane mode, off, in my closet. Wi-Fi's off unless I'm using it. Boom, I'm on. Deep work bubble, as Cal Newport would say. Soul force equations we talk about. But then I go off. Checking in online is not my off. Going for a walk is my off. Meditating on our PEMF machine with the Nano is my off. I train my recovery like a professional optimizer that I am. That's why you pay me the big bucks. We got to do these things on, off, on, off. Now, when you get that balance right, one of the leading authorities on the science of positive psychology in your body tells us your heart rate variability will be optimized, because that's a measure of the balance of your autonomic nervous system. So if you are burning yourself out, check in if you have data on your heart rate variability, and then focus on this. Now, again, my number one target energy-wise is heart rate variability as a quantitative measure, so I can feel the qualitative energy of energized tranquility. But if the only goal I had in my life was to have a great HRV, I wouldn't do what I do. I want to bring that energy and work as hard as I can, and then be as present as I can in my love, right? And Ralph Waldo Emerson says, it's easy in the quiet of solitude to live according to your values. The challenge is to go out in the midst of the chaos of the world and live your values. And that requires discipline, a la Jocko Willing, to create the freedom to create your life. And Marcus Aurelius says the same thing. You're always dreaming of getting away to a mountain retreat, he says. But you got to know you can create that within your mind right now, any single moment. And then ultimately the point on the HRV is my energy is simply a vehicle. It's not the destination. I'm not trying to get my energy optimized so I can snap a 6-pack selfie. I'm trying to do it so that I can give my best in service to my work and to my love, which ultimately are pretty much the same thing. There we go. I'm going to leave it at that. We got in under 10 minutes. Let's go. Let's make today an awesome day. Happy Monday. Let's do this.